Hi folks, today I have a frauditor who decided to get trespassed from all the schools in one city. And you ask yourself, how did he do that? Well, the mental genius that is this frauditor decides to audit a school. Before we start today's video, a quick thank you to all my current channel members and subscribers. Without you guys and your support, we couldn't keep the channel going, so thank you from the bottom of my heart. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, so you don't miss out on any updates and videos. And if you can, please become a member. At $1.99, it's a great way to show your support for me and the channel. With all that being said, let's enjoy today's video.
Help you?
Hi, yeah, I'm here to be a visitor.
Okay, come on in.
Good.
Hold on.
You're good.
Hold it now.
There we go. So here's the main office. As all visitors must sign in.
Must go to high school. Okay, I'll send you over. Are you meeting with someone?
No, I'm just here to do some public reporting.
Okay. Wendy?
Hello.
Hi.
I'm here to try to obtain a visitor's pass.
For,
Myself.
right. But what are you going to be doing?
I'm here recording all publicly accessible areas.
Shenanigans.
Na 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 na
Shenanigans.
na 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 na.
Now, I'm not sure if you were able to make out his text wall that he put up, but he says he wants to film in the publicly accessible areas. And therefore, since this is a public school, that makes it legal for him to go there and film when he wants to film. Now, yes, this is a public school. However, they are not right now open to the public. They are not hosting a public event. This is where they have children. Mind you, they are high school children, but children nonetheless trying to receive an education. And, well, you just can't go fraud it at a school.
Mr. White. Who are you with?
Myself?
Okay, so you're not with a company that has you assigned to do this or anything?
I don't wish to disclose who I'm for.
I remember he played this song.
It's pretty nice in here. She's with West Carrollton Police Department.
Hello, Blake.
Hi.
How you doing? You all right? Hi,
How's it going, sir?
David White.
Nice to meet you.
I'm the principal.
Nice to meet you.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to do some recording of your building if possible.
No, that's not possible.
Access denied.
Why is that?
Why isn't it possible?
It's a
Why-
public building, right?
Well, I need a background check. I'm going to need to know why you're filming, and we don't have releases on all the kids to be filmed.
Okay, so just the publicly accessible areas. I don't have any intentions of filming
We
any
don't have
children.
any public accessible areas.
This is a public school, correct?
Yeah, but once again, no background check. I don't know who you are. I don't know who you work for. None of those things. So it's a safety
That's
issue.
an illegal search. If
Of
you were to
what?
conduct a background check without my consent.
Are you stupid or something?
There is so much stupid to break down in that statement. But let's start with the other things first. First, you want to film in the publicly accessible areas of the school. Well, since it's a public school, there are none. And since at the moment, it is not open to the public, it is open to the students, the staff, and the parents and guardians of the students, that they can come there. But they still need a visitor's pass. Secondly, a background check is not an illegal search or seizure of your person, so it wouldn't violate the Fourth Amendment. However, they would do a background check to make sure you're not on a certain registry and that you're even allowed to be around minors. Because again, this is a school and they do have minors. And if you don't like that, simply leave. But let's see what this fraud is going to do.
Well, he didn't.
I don't
didn't
need
say I
it.
was doing one.
Well, I don't need it. Well, what I'm saying is, in order to be treated like a visitor here, I'm assuming you must sign in, like to get a visitor's pass. That's all I'm trying. Any general member of the public is able to obtain a visitor's pass here.
No.
No, why
Not
not?
even close.
Why?
What do you mean why? I just told you why. We need to know, do you have a student here?
I don't answer questions.
Okay. Well, it's time. We're done. You come with me? You can film me.
Where would you like me to come with you, sir?
Yeah.
I said, where would you like me to? If I don't want to step outside yet. I'd like to continue to do my filming.
It doesn't matter what you like. The fact of the matter is this. He is the principal of the school, and he has told you to step outside of the school. You are not a visitor there. You don't have any legitimate purpose to be there. You're not a parent of a student or the guardian of a student there. So, frauditor, take your butt outside.
Okay, the school's asked you to leave, please.
The school has not asked me to leave. He told me to come with him.
Okay, he's asked you to step outside. Would
Would
you like this gentleman to leave?
Yes, please.
You've been asked to leave.
So do I? If I don't, because I'm on public property, right? This is public. Can you get a supervisor here?
Not right now, no.
Why not?
If you want to step outside, we can have this conversation outside.
Well, right now I feel like my rights are being kind of infringed upon.
You wouldn't want to deprive me of my constitutional rights, would you, musclehead?
If you like to step outside, we can have this conversation outside. I will call a supervisor. We'll do everything you want when we're outside.
But this is public property right
Do you
here.
understand what I'm saying?
I disagree with what you're saying.
That's fine. You can disagree, but I need you to step outside.
So are you giving me a lawful order to?
I'm asking you to step outside.
Well, I need to know if you're giving me a lawful order or not to step
Yes,
outside.
I'm giving you a lawful order.
And
to
if I
step
do not, I will be placed under arrest.
Yes, you would be committing a crime of criminal trespass. In Ohio, a person is guilty of criminal trespass if they enter or remain on someone else's property without their permission. If they enter or remain on another's property without permission, knowing they should not be there because of certain lawful restrictions. If they enter or remain on a person's property after that individual has been warned by fencing or someone associated with that property that the trespasser should not be there. If they refuse to leave another person's property after seeing signs or someone associated with that property has informed them they should not be there. So, since they have asked you to step outside and you have no lawful business, other than you trying to do a First Amendment audit, you can be trespassed from that school.
William 5.
I just want to ask.
I'm just asking you to step outside. We'll have this conversation on outside.
Well, if there's no threat of arrest
I'm
or
going to
anything,
need you at the school.
if there's no threat,
I need you to step outside.
I don't think that this is voluntary. This
Okay, that's fine. Step outside.
so I'm being against my will removed from the school.
No, you went ahead and stepped outside. I have a subject who wants to record inside the school.
Inside the.
Well, come outside. We're outside now.
I'm willing to comply. I don't think that I'm unwilling to comply. I just think that I want to make sure you guys are going about it the right way.
We're right outside the front door.
The constitutionally protected way. And if you have no legal authority to tell me to step outside,
Okay, come on. have my supervisor on the way, just as you asked.
Well, what I'm kind of curious of is it says all visitors must sign in. Okay, so and it says that it says please press button for entry, and that's what I did, and they let me in, and when I told them that I just wanted to do some recording, then I'm being treated like I'm no longer a visitor.
Yes, they can have you exit the building, and they can revoke your right to be there because you have no legitimate purpose there. You are not a student, you're not an employee, you're not the parent or guardian of a student. You're just a creepy guy trying to film students because it's a public school. They receive public funds, so you think you get carte blanche to go in there and film wherever you want? Now, you can film from either across the street or the public sidewalk, but you can't film on their property or inside of it.
There have been rulings on higher circuit Supreme Courts that support what I'm doing, and this is a public school. I looked it up before I came. It's owned by the Ohio Board of Education, paid for by Ohio taxpayer dollars, so I pay for this school to operate. I'm a general member of the public. It's normal hours of operation. All I'm requesting to do is gain entry into the school like anybody else is allowed. It's stated on the door that the visitors can sign in. So as a visitor, I'm not understanding why I'm being treated any differently than any general member of the public.
What the fuck are you talking about, man?
Could you elaborate on that?
You asked for a supervisor. My supervisor's on the way.
Well, I think he's more than able to elaborate on that.
No.
You're not going to?
No.
Why not?
I don't know. I'm a puzzle.
You asked for my supervisor. My supervisor's on
But
the way.
why was I asked to come outside?
Because I'm not sure what your intentions are inside the school.
I have no nefarious or ill intentions.
I don't
I'm
know
here
that.
conducting official business.
I don't
It's
know
a
that.
constitutionally protected activity, what I'm doing.
I understand what you're saying.
So you understand what I'm doing is peaceful, and
That
it's
is
a
not what
constant.
I said I understand what you're saying.
But I just said I have no nefarious or ill intent. So if you understand that, then you understand what I'm doing is peaceful.
No, I understand what you're saying. Those are two different things. What you're doing and what you're saying are two different things.
So
I
you
do
think
understand
I'm?
what you're saying.
You think I'm not acting as what I'm saying? That
Yes.
I'm going out of my line of phrasing or something?
No, what I'm saying is you asked for a supervisor. My supervisor's on the way.
Because you tried to remove me from the building.
I asked you to leave, yes.
But you have no authority to do that if I've not committed a crime, or if there's no reasonable articulable suspicion that I have or will be committing a crime.
Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong.
Seeing how you are not a school board employee, you're not an employee of the school, you're not a student, and you're not the parent or guardian of a student. The principal has asked you to exit the building. You refused. So, by her being the school resource officer and being a law enforcement officer in the state of Ohio, and having the authority of the school to ask you to leave, she can ask you to leave the building and actually leave the property.
You guys understand that, right? That if I'm in here and it's a public building, it's a public entity, owned for by the Ohio Board of Education, and I'm in here, unless if I break a law or do something to where you guys suspect me of breaking a law, or if I'm already in violation of breaking a law, you guys can't just ask me to leave.
Again, I understand what you're saying. You asked for my supervisor.
But you
He's
took
on
an
the way.
oath to the Constitution to uphold and protect that. And
You
you're,
asked for a supervisor. He's on the way.
that doesn't mean you're not supposed to answer my questions until he gets here.
You asked for a supervisor. He's on the way.
Okay, I'm going to jump ahead until we get to the supervisor because he goes back and forth with the resource officer over her name and badge number and when is the supervisor going to get here. He does make a claim that he did call the school board and asked if he could go to one of the schools, but I highly doubt that actually happened. So, let's just see what happens when the supervisor shows up.
Are you her supervising officer? I've asked her to identify her badge number, and she said it does not matter. I'm asking for her badge number.
I told him that I'd write it down and give it to him on a card. I gave him my name, told him the department.
What's your name and badge number, man?
Sergeant Flynn, 2047.
2047. Do you see how he identified? So what if I was blind and I couldn't read
Are you a
that?
student here or what?
I don't answer questions.
Okay, what are we doing on the school grounds then?
It's public property.
Not for you, it's not.
Oh,
Boom. Roasted.
yes, it is. It's public property. It definitely is. So are you?
He was recording inside. He was in the lobby, then he was inside the main office. He won't say anything other than he
It
wants
says
to record.
visitors must sign in, which I'm trying to
He
do
won't say
so.
anything other than he wants to record. Obviously, we don't have releases from the kids that are in our office to be recorded.
I just like to
he was in there.
record the publicly accessible areas.
He's already recorded the publicly accessible areas. So he was asked to leave. He wanted to argue about it, said that he has a constitutional right to be here.
I just want to make sure you can't forcefully remove me without so like say for instance, if I'm in a public place and it's not a now if it's a private, you know what I mean? Say for instance, we're at my house and I tell somebody to leave that property. I want to trespass them. I don't have to have a reason for doing so. I can trespass whoever I want. But on public property, it doesn't work that way. This is owned by the Ohio Board of Education, which is a public entity paid for by taxpayer dollars. I pay for the school to operate. So I should be treated as a general member of the public when I come to the school. I pressed the button. They allowed me entry beyond their secured door. I told them what my intentions were. I was wanting to come in as a visitor. They let me come in. Once I got to the office, that's when they gave me a problem about that I'm performing a constitutionally protected activity underneath the First Amendment.
Now, I'm not the only person who is sick and tired of hearing you guys yell about it's your First Amendment right to do this. Yes, you have the First Amendment right to film in public, but that is a school. What rights do you have to be at that school? None. Your argument of it's a public place and they can't just kick me out without a reason, the reason is simple. You are not a student. You're not a staff member. You're not a school board member. And you're not the parent or guardian of a child that goes to that school. They allowed you in there. They heard your argument and they told you, you have no reason to be there. Please leave. You refused to leave, so they had to escort you out and call for the supervisor to even go further.
There is nothing nefarious or ill about what I'm doing. I have no ill intentions. I've made that well aware to these officers. And I told them, I said, I don't think you guys have the authority to tell me to leave. If I've not broken a law, if you don't have reasonable, articulable suspicion that I'm about to commit a crime or already have committed a crime, you can't ask me to leave public property for doing nothing at all.
Here's the thing, though. You're confusing places you're allowed to be with where you're not allowed to be.
No, I'm not.
Yes! Yes!
You're within the school safety zone right now.
A school what?
You are
A school safety zone?
You're on school property right now.
I know I'm on school property. This is public property, owned by the Ohio Board of Education, which is a public entity, paid for by taxpayer dollars.
What's the end goal here? Though, are you just trying to see how?
Do you know what a First Amendment audit is?
I'm well aware.
Okay, so it's a perfect stress test for what you guys are doing right now. It's that if you want a good elaboration on it, it's to see if you're going to violate my rights as a human being.
Okay, the real reason you're there is to try to get some go-away money, because you want them to arrest you, you want them to detain you, you want them to trespass you so you can go and get a lawyer and try to say they violated my civil rights, they violated my constitutional rights. Because most cities will just settle out of court with these idiots and waste tax dollars instead of fighting it like they should.
So are you going to tell me that I'm not allowed in this school? Because if you tell me I'm not allowed in this school, then that's where I start to have a problem. I do. I'm conducting official business protected underneath the First Amendment. Yeah. Go ahead and educate your officers.
Fuck this guy!
Now, there's some dead air, so I'm just going to jump ahead to where he actually asks a question to the sergeant.
Am I being detained?
No, absolutely not.
So you don't suspect me of committing a crime or anything?
You're not being detained. You're free to leave if you'd like.
No, am I free to go back in the school as a visitor?
No, not right now.
Why not? Am I not a general member of the public?
You're not going into school.
Why?
You're not.
Why? And what happens if I do? Are you going to arrest me?
If you have no legitimate business.
I do. I'm conducting official business.
You don't have a child that goes to school.
It's a First Amendment protected activity. And if you don't accept that, as a legitimate answer,
You've been asked by Mr. White to leave the property.
you can't ask somebody to leave. You can't trespass me. You can't ask me to leave for doing nothing. I've done nothing illegal.
I don't know where this myth started, but let me sprinkle the reality seeds upon it. This myth that you can't be trespassed from a public place unless you break the law is not true. You don't have legitimate business to be there. You're not a student and you're not the parent or guardian of a student who goes there. You were asked by the administration to leave. You refused to. That gives them grounds to have you criminally trespassed.
Arrest me.
You work on the school property. You've been asked to leave.
You can't do that. You can't do that. I'd go ahead and get your supervisor here.
I'm all you're going to get. I understand what you're trying to do. You're trying to make this into something bigger than it needs to be.
I already have something bigger than what it needs to be at a different department. If you guys know who I am or you have any education about what I'm doing, I would suggest you look into what I'm already on the news, man. This is what I do. This is what I do.
Would you like to identify yourself?
No. I'm not going to answer any of your questions.
In this situation that you're creating here yourself.
I didn't create nothing. You guys showed up. I didn't call you. I'm trying to be a visitor. Why am I not allowed to be treated as a visitor of this school? Answer me that. Why am I not allowed to be treated as a visitor of the school? What I'd love right now is an unlawful criminal trespass. I'd love for you guys to do that to me.
Okay.
Because I didn't do anything wrong. I've been more than professional. I shook your hand. You know what I mean? And if what's required of me, if what they require of me, like a visitor to sign in is my first and last name, I'll give them that. I'll provide that for you.
You said, what was your first and last name?
I'm not going to give you that. I said if that's if they're going to allow me entry and that's required, if that's what they're saying, even though policy does not trump law, I have no requirement to give them my name. That's actually a violation of my Fourth Amendment right.
You're so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
So, other than you doing a First Amendment audit, you have no legitimate business here at the City of West Carrollton Schools, a high school. You don't have a student here. You don't go to school here.
I do have a legitimate business here, and I don't wish to disclose what that is past this point.
Okay. So you've been asked by the principal to leave, and also by the school resource officer. You're on the school property right now. If you want to continue to do this, you can do so from the sidewalk over there. Okay? But you've been asked to leave, and you need to leave.
And if I don't leave, you're going to do what?
You need to walk over the sidewalk.
Say it. If I don't leave, what are you going to do?
Are you refusing to leave the school property?
I want you to give me...
I'm letting you know that the school, inside the school, right here...
You can't... right here, this is public property. This is... Without me committing a crime, if you give me a lawful order to leave this, you're going to open up room for litigation.
If you continue to stay, you are now criminally trespassing.
No, I'm not.
I ask you to leave.
We just went over this, but again, Section 4 of criminal trespass. If they refuse to leave another person's property after seeing signs, or someone associated with the property has informed them they shall not be there, you were told to leave. You're refusing to leave. It's making it criminal trespassing. You could be arrested for this. It's a misdemeanor in the state of Ohio. So, your choices are either leave on your own accord or leave in handcuffs.
No, I'm not.
And now you're criminally trespassing. You've been asked by Mr. White to leave and by Officer Frauditor. You've extended any First Amendment audit that you have now because you've been asked to leave.
I'm allowed to be here conducting you guys doing any sort of official business. Under Glick versus Cunniffe, the ACLU versus the City of Alvarez,
Sir, just to clarify, you were willing to pursue charges for criminal trespass?
Yes.
Okay.
I need you to leave the property.
It's your last chance to leave. You're going to be placed under arrest.
Okay, all right. I'll leave under threat of arrest.
Okay. Now, and actually, I do need to identify you now because you stayed too long. So what is your name and date of birth?
Now, can we get off the property so that way? That's what you wanted of me, right?
I have to identify you because I have to criminally trespass you.
So do you want me to?
When I asked you to leave and you didn't leave, that's when you criminally trespass because you stayed too long. So now I need your name and date of birth to identify you.
And if I refuse to give you that?
You'll be arrested for failure to identify.
God damn!
Or I can give you a criminal trespass notice and you can leave. But I have to identify you now. You've passed the point of your First Amendment audit.
How so?
Okay. I need your name and date of birth or you'll be placed under arrest.
Okay, under threat of arrest, I'll give you my name and date of birth.
Okay, what is that?
William Taylor. What's your?
Just stop.
Oh, your qualified immunity is about to go right the fuck out the door, buddy.
Okay. Mr. Taylor, what is your date of birth?
11/15/97. Tyrant. Under threat of arrest.
Do you want to get your property to take with you?
Oh, I'd love that.
Okay, that'd be great.
Do you know your social security number?
Yes, I do.
I can provide that.
289. What happens if I don't provide my social? You didn't say I had to do that. Like, is that under threat of arrest?
I just asked you.
So if I don't have to provide my social, I wish not to do that because that's not.
We're okay.
I don't
Break
have-
for one by name and date of birth. You said William Taylor.
Yeah.
Both common spelling.
However you want to spell it.
First name's William, last name Taylor. Both are common spelling. November 15th of 1997.
So are we? Because I mean, you've already threatened arrest, and I'm still here. I don't know.
I have to read you a criminal trespass notice now. So we're gonna walk back over to my car. I'm gonna read you a criminal trespass notice that says if you do come back in the future, you will be arrested immediately. Okay? So let's walk back over to my car and I'll read that to you.
These officers are fucking stupid, man. So where am I trespass from? Just right here, because I'm getting ready to walk over to the elementary next.
So, knowing that you've been trespassed from the high school, your next stop is to go to the elementary school. Do you not see how creepy and unsettling that is? You're taking it to new levels. You and all these new frauditors who are coming out, auditing medical examiners' offices, going to schools to audit them. You guys are going to the lowest levels of low. For what? A few dollars from YouTube? You know, some internet bragging points because you did something to make you feel like a big, strong man? Honestly, you're making whatever movement you're trying to make seem like it's not. What you're doing does not help the First Amendment. You hinder it.
If you'd like to get the superintendent involved, you can be trespassed from all city schools, and you can get yourself arrested for even showing up.
I'm just letting you know. I wish you would arrest me.
So stand right here. You are not free to leave right now. You are detained until I finish this. Okay?
Right now I'm detained.
Correct.
So unlawful detainment. That's exactly what this is.
Oh, wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
If we do want to get the superintendent involved, so
She's actually calling me right
we can
now.
just nip this in the bud. So if he goes to any other school, we can.
You guys are violating my rights. Do you have a chief or a captain available?
I'm not the supervisor on duty right now.
Yeah, but I'm asking for your higher up.
They're not working right now. Of course there's a chief.
So could you get your captain on it?
Nobody's gonna come out here.
She said also promise.
Oh, okay. Mr. Taylor, are you still at 1118 Ohio Avenue, Monroe, Ohio?
I don't answer questions.
All right. That's 118 Ohio Avenue, Monroe, Ohio. Did you drive here today?
I don't answer questions.
I'm gonna read this to you. Your actions or behavior resulted in management and the West Carrollton Police Department demanding your immediate departure. Now listen to this carefully. All West Carrollton schools and property. So you can't walk across that parking lot. You can't go down to that elementary school. You've already made it pretty clear that you're aware of what schools are West Carrollton schools. If you have any question, I would request that you ask us before you
So
step
do
on
I
the
have a
property.
do I have a court date for this?
Listen, I'm gonna read this to you real quick. Okay.
It's a pretty simple question, yes or no.
You will be considered a criminal trespasser under Ohio Criminal Code 291121 and West Carrollton Ordinance 13306.
I know
you
the
fail
ordinance.
to depart at once, or you enter into, or upon the above list of ordinances in the future, such action shall be considered prima facie evidence of criminal trespass. I'd offer you to sign this, but you probably don't want to, correct?
I don't want to.
Okay. You've got it on recording. We've got it on recording, so you've been read this. Do you understand this is not just for the high school? You cannot walk on any West Carrollton City School property and be arrested for criminal trespass. Do you understand that?
Arrested for criminal trespass. If I walk on the property peacefully when I've committed no crime.
You've stayed.
What crime?
The crime is criminal trespass. They asked you to leave, you refused. At that point, it becomes criminal trespassing. We're going to end the video here. If you've seen this video before already, you know this great freedom fighter decides to flip off the American flag as some form of defiance or to be cool. But if you guys like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a thumbs up and a comment because it helps me with the algorithm. If you haven't already, please consider becoming a member. With all that being said, be well, be safe, and I'll see you guys next time. And a special thank you to all my channel members and members of the news team. Without you guys and your support, I couldn't keep the channel going, so thank you from the bottom of my heart.